I'm live. I'm live. Hello. Welcome to my part of Mo's Beauty Crawl. I am so excited. I was able to catch the tail end of Sheri's stream. I haven't been able to catch everyone just because I was having like a little Skype friend date with my old roommates this afternoon. So I'm going to be going back and watching everyone's content. I'm so excited. I mean, we've been doing this is our third beauty crawl, and I have been enjoying this so very much. Hello, other namesake. Sincerely, Alex. Hello, Mo. So, as you will have known from my previous live streams, I've been doing a series on my favorite, like, different colors of eyeshadow. I have done purple, I've done green, and as you can guess by my face today, I'm doing blue. So, firstly, I wanted to share, before we get into the eyeshadow itself, we're sharing different Black Lives Matter resources, and the one that I wanted to share in my description box is for an organization whose mission that I really believe in called Southerners on New Ground, and that is an organization that prioritizes the needs of queer and trans people of color, especially Black people in the South. There are a few different chapters of that. And they've done lots. I was able to visit their Atlanta chapter last year when I was taking some youth from New Jersey on a civil rights pilgrimage. So they do really amazing work. One of their most amazing things that they've done is the Black Mamas Bailout Fund that specifically prioritizes bail funds for Black mothers who need to be with their children. And I think they do really, really amazing work and are definitely worthy of your donations. And I always love helping queer people and helping people in the South, because I think that there is so much good social and racial justice work that happens there, and it's just not as publicized because of the stereotypes surrounding the South and rural areas. So if you would like to see a resource and a really good organization doing great work, they're absolutely one. Go check them out. Their link is in my description box. So we're talking about blue eyeshadow today. And I am currently in my room. I'm live streaming from a different spot than usual because I live with other people. And so sometimes common spaces, we need to move around. So I'm live streaming from my desk. You might perhaps see a cat in the background upon occasion. But let's get started on some blue eyeshadow. I'm going to go with what's on my eyes today. And that is the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsession. No, Sapphire Obsessions. Skeleton in the window. Oh, that's our sugar glider cage back there. Actually, they have some toys in there. So they're currently asleep at the moment. Otherwise, I would, bring them out to say hello. But that's one of their toys, although it will be skeleton season very soon. But the Huda Beauty Amethyst Sapphire Obsession. Can someone tell me what's wrong with my brain today that isn't allowing me to talk? I don't know. So this is the Sapphire Obsessions. One of my friend Larissa sent me this as a graduation gift for my seminary graduation, and I have absolutely just loved this because one of the things I like about certain monochromatic palettes is when they're done right, they create like such dimension, to the look. And I think this is absolutely one of them. Like this one, a couple of my purple palettes, as you will have seen, like this is such a wide variety of blue shades all in one. So let me just begin by swatching them and like them. So they have the mattes, which is fine, but I think the shimmers are truly where this one shines. Oh, and seminary was Drew Theological School. So if you do not know, I realize that not everyone knows about my little seminary journey I've been on. So this is that top row. And the mattes are good. It's a shimmers where Huda Beauty really just like thrives. I just am obsessed with her shimmers. I know that y'all can't tell because I have a shitty webcam quality, but I'm actually wearing the middle shade right here on my lid, and it is just so stunning. It's so pretty. I love that blue. Let me keep swatching. I'm very impressed by this matte. This is what the main one that's in my crease. I love it so much. And there's this really beautiful silver in it. And I like that they have like a wide dimensionality of like shimmers, and that it's not just like strictly blue, but things that complement the blue as well, like this really lovely silver shimmer. I don't know how it compares to the Profusion Electric Blues. I don't have any of the Profusion palettes, but I am very, very, very interested in trying them. And I have this little lime green shade on my inner corner today, and it takes a little bit of building up, but kind of once you really hop it in there, it is beautiful. And then there's like this blue matte and then another blue shimmer. And the mattes in Huda Beauty's palettes are good. They complement the shimmers well, in my opinion. They blend very nicely. But as you can see, like the shimmers like this one here, those are really the shining stars of the palettes. Those are generally my favorite parts. It is just, it's a really, really, really good palette. And I'm very happy I own it, because I think like I have a lot of blue eyeshadow because I have a lot of eyeshadow. But this one really did like add a lot to my collection. And so I feel like I can get so many different sorts of looks out of this, because there's like a wide variety. It's not just like vivid blues. It's not just tealy blues, things like that. So I like that a lot. So I want to show you all my favorite blue eyeshadow of all time. So this is the Urban Decay Electric palette. And the best blue eyeshadow of all time is the shade Chaos here. And I almost wanted to get the Wired palette, just because that is simply, it's basically Chaos, but like reformulated. And granted, this one does not blend the greatest. But hello. Let me just casually flip off the screen a little bit so you can just see that. I did not swatch it on the best finger. But there's like, if you look in the palette, I'll try not to flash y'all, but there's a gigantic dip in that. It's so, so beautiful. Let me look at that pigment. I know that this is a pressed pigment palette. I really want to get the Chaos liner because I think they used to have it as a single shadow, but they like discontinued it or whatever. And it's really, really, really beautiful. I love using this as like, if I want to do like a really bold one shadow look, this is really nice. If you have brown eyes and you really just want to make it pop and do something really cool and vivid, this is absolutely the color for you. I don't know what it is, but this shade just works so well on my brown eyes. I really wish I hadn't discontinued it, because I've heard the Wired palette is in terms of quality, but this, that blue is just absolutely gorgeous. So they did used to have it as a single. Cool. They discontinued it before I could get that, because I actually bought a backup electric palette when I heard that it was being discontinued, and it was like half off everywhere, just because I really didn't want to go without Chaos. Anyway, I just continue to have reasons to be better about that. So let's talk about the Melt Muerte palette. I thought that this is probably one of my favorite collections that any brand has ever done, because hello, hi, look at this beautiful shit. I don't have the Vita palette, but this color scheme is honestly just like my ideal one. And I was debating including these in the blue, in the green one, but I think they kind of fit a little bit blue. I don't know. I'm just going to do these two, and then Noche Eterna and Katrina here. I also thought that this was supposed to be permanent, but apparently it wasn't. Another way that brands betray me, I think I have a curse where it's like everything that I love it just ends up being discontinued. So here are all of them on my fingers. And even in shitty lighting, you can tell how absolutely amazing these shimmers are, especially. Let's talk about this shade right here real quick. Do you see how just like stunning and dimensional and like wet looking that is? This is everything in the world to me. So let's swatch this. I know melt shimmers are like hit or miss, but I personally really, really love them, especially the big chunky ones like this one. And there's one from like the She's in Parties palette that has a very similar formula, and I love anything that's formulated like this, where if you touch it, you can really just feel like the chunky glitter in there. Yeah, it's lovely. Okay, now my fingers are stained, which is about what happens this time in any live stream that I do swatching stuff. Yeah, making those limited edition was one of the biggest melt mistakes. Oh, you have a kitty in your arms. Oh, and he's acting like a baby. We also have one of our baby cats is right there hanging out with Case. And he is such a baby. Such a baby. So Menagerie Dragon Child palette. The shade right here, which I've definitely broken. This stains the fuck out of my eyes. It's Dragon Rider. This stains the fuck out of my eyes, but this is one of my favorite blues. I'm taking a break from Menagerie at the moment, just because I think I want them to stay a little bit more drama-free before I buy from them again. But I love their mattes. I love their colorful stuff, and I love this shade specifically. Like, I have been unable to find anything as smooth and as lovely as this. Let me just get all of the eyeshadow that caught in my arm hair away, because I'm beauty, I am grace. Do you see that pigmentation? It is. I really have not been able to find a blue that is just like this in any other palette before. Like that sort of pigmentation level, that sort of creaminess. It's, I love it so, so, so very much. You say that you don't need to see these blues. I disagree. I'm an eyeshadow enabler. What can I say? Ace Butte Oceanic palette. I actually really like this palette. I still need to kind of use these sorts of shades just because I've been avoiding them because I like how I like how they look in the pan, but I don't know if they're exactly going to be the most flattering on me. I don't know, but let's give those a swatch first. Oh yeah, I do have the Creepy Cute palette. After this one, I will bring that out. This really is such a good palette. If you're I wouldn't recommend it for like beginner colorful eyeshadow users. But if you're more experienced and you're okay with like doing a lot of blending, I think that this is absolutely, this is something that's really good. It's not like subculture level or anything like that. You just have to know kind of how to layer the colors and blend them out like that. So again, removing pigment from my arm hair. That top shade is just so frosty and nice. So here are those shades. They definitely, like, I like to use a glitter glue. I like to use a primer when using them. Those aren't, like, this is a formula that takes a lot more work than a lot of others. But to me, the color story in this palette is just so, so lovely that I'm very okay with you know, giving a little bit of work, kind of like, you know, to go back to Subculture. If I like a palette color story enough, I am very willing to just sort of, you know, work with it, do some different techniques. Like there are certainly, you know, some formulas that are probably beyond repair and all that, but I don't think that this is one of them by any means. Because as you can see, like, yes, there are some mattes that are kind of like lacking like that one, but that's definitely more on the pastel side. But, you know, this really deep navy blue, that one is super pigmented and I like it so much. Okay, I think I might need to go into this arm now. So, as promised, let's go into my Creepy Cute. I haven't pulled this out in a long time just because I like it. It is an excellent quality palette. I just don't like pastels on me personally all that much. So I have to be in a proper mood in order for me to want to wear this. And I just haven't felt that feeling in a little bit. I'm never getting rid of it at all. Like, this is probably the greatest pastel palette you can get. But before hello, here's Goose. He came over to say hello.
He's in a loving mood.
He's in a very sweetie, lovey mood. He's very cute. He is purring a lot. His motor is running. This is our precious baby boy. Maybe his sister will come out soon. I don't know. She likes to hide places. But here's Mr. Goose. He's a good goose. We named him after the Flurkin in Captain Marvel. And now I'm trying to convince Case that we should get a pet goose and name it Cat. But geese are a lot more persnickety than cats.
You won't feed them.
Oh, hey, Kirsten. That's my former roommate who I was saying that I was hanging out with via Facebook chat before this. Her and one other roommate, Allison. So, hello. Yeah, so this is Mr. Goose. Okay, buddy. Do you think you can go hang out with Case now, please? I promise I'll give you snuggles. Yes. He likes to grab hands with claws. Not that he doesn't recognize that claws hurt. Like, it's never intentional. He just hasn't gotten to that point where he recognizes that in his little kitten brain yet. So, let's try Cold Shoulder now, shall we? This is a shade. And actually, I'm going to also swatch Creep It Real. I know that this one is more of a green shade, but I really, really like this little minty green shade. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's probably wishful thinking that he's going to grow out of the claw phase, but like his sister's very gentle. Like she's the one who's a little bit more bonded with me than he is. Like Goose's kind of Case's cat and Ivy's kind of mine, although we both like do equal amounts of snuggles, you know? And Ivy is like very gentle. Like we'll play games where she'll try and like hunt my hand and she'll like just kind of boop with her paws, and it's very, very, very cute. So this is a 2 shades from Creepy Cute. I really, really like this formula. I don't know why, aside from my American Horror Story palettes, I really don't own anything else from, excuse me, I had Taco Bell before this as well. Shroud Cosmetics. I just haven't gotten anything that has super appealed to me yet. Like the others like kind of do, but not enough for me to want to buy it. But if they release a really good color story soon, I'm very interested. And no, I do not have the Slice of Paradise palette from Ace Beauté. You have a cat named William Shakespeare, Sharon? That is brilliant. I love it.
Next cat name.
Yes, next cat name. Well, actually, technically, we've decided that Goose's full name is Amenadiel, like off of Lucifer. Because figure, you know, I like the idea of like his full name is Amenadiel, but we call him Goose for short. That kind of thing just entertains me a lot. And you have a cat named Doja Cat? I love that so much. Actually, I will sing. I like to sing songs with the cat's name. So Goose is like the song Juicy. It's like, I got my goosey goosey. And then I couldn't think of anything else, but I'll sing that line specifically to him occasionally. I need to get better at making up lyrics, but hey, it works. So I think Affinity 2, we're bringing this one back out from Certify. I really like that. I also haven't seen the latest season of Lucifer just yet, just because we're trying to get through Legend of Korra, Umbrella Academy, Parks and Rec, and I feel like we have one other show going on that I can't think of, but it might come back to me. I don't know. But once we finish at least one of those, we will go for Lucifer season 5. But the blues in here are really, really, really nice. And my favorite one in here is the shade Navid, because it's this really interesting duochrome that kind of goes in between blue and purple. It's just so lovely. So let's begin. This is a lot of shades to swatch. I also really like the shade Hussein at the top and Aftab. My one gripe about this palette is I like the idea of the glittery packaging, but it makes it very difficult to actually read the names of it. So, oh no. So let's begin. So the Certified mattes are definitely more dry than a lot of other matte shadows in my collection, but I think like they don't perform any less good than the like Menagerie shadows, or I'll say like Melt or something to compare it to. Like these are very good because you can still get very colorful shades that work really well, that perform really great. But since they're a little bit drier, a little bit, I won't say more powdery, but a little bit more buildable, I think that this is a lot more beginner friendly than something that is super, super pigmented. So let's go for that middle row, specifically with Navid there, because this is, please just look at that lovely kind of silvery, bluey, purpley duochrome. And then there is like one purple shade in this palette, like Navid, or no, Farid right there. So this is quite lovely. Yeah, so we're definitely dipping into purples a tiny bit, but that's one of the things that I like about this palette, is because there is like such a wide variety of color. It's quite great. Okay. Now let me get the last two, which are Ijaz and Akib here. And I hope to God I'm pronouncing it all correctly. I really am trying. Certify makes really great color stories. I definitely need to buy more of their palettes. I think they make really great quality shadows. I haven't heard anyone be really disappointed by them, except for like they had one that was like in black packaging that people didn't care for too much, but like I want to get their red, yellow, purple one and just kind of sit these two next to each other and just like have an entire spectrum of stuff. That's my goal. That's what I want. So yes, this is exactly what it is. It is like Sprite. This is a Sprite color story. You just like look like a cute ass can of Sprite. It's really good. And Sprite is actually a pretty fantastic soda that deserves more credit. Okay.
I disagree.
Do you not like Sprite?
I don't like Sprite. It goes flat too quickly.
I like Sprite. We're having a soda argument here. No, this will be the cause of
Our demise.
This will be the cause of the demise of our relationship, is our taste in soda. Gosh.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, just the worst.
I don't know if I know.
They like Coke Zero.
Yeah.
What kind of color story is that?
I wear red and black all the time, though.
That's true. That's true. And besides, like, I think if I were a soda, I'd be more like Fanta or something. Like, it'd be fantastic. Okay, I had to include that. let's see. I have a mixed relationship with Mountain Dew because I don't really have a whole lot of other like blue palettes to swatch, so I have a couple shadows left to share, and then I will get into my feelings on Mountain Dew. So this is the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. It is discontinued, and this is actually such a good formula. I really like BH's formula. I don't use this as much as I thought I would, but I'm definitely like keeping it around because there's such good shades like this one specifically, which is Palooza. So let's get the 3 shades that are in the blue family and from this one. This is probably the first drugstore palette that I used that had the best mattes in it. So my feelings about Mountain Dew is that I don't like it except for the voltage one, the kind of like blue raspberry one. And I know that that one I think has the most caffeine out of all of Mountain Dews and is just like probably the worst for you out of all of them. So I don't really drink it that often, but I figure like I honestly don't drink soda that often. I'll do like water, coffee. Like aside from my morning coffee or tea, I'll basically just drink water all day except for like maybe a soda or like slushy type thing once or twice a week. So I figure if I'm going to do like Mountain Dew, I might as well go big or go home. So
I love Mountain Dew.
yeah. Case loves Mountain Dew. Case loves Coke Zero. All of the flavors of that. Fun story about Coke Zero. I was like going to ShopRite and they had a good deal. It was like a 2 for $10 thing for Coke Zero for the like 12 pack of cans. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna get 2. I'm gonna bring it home. But it was like late, so I only got 1 out of my car. I figured, you know what? It's harmless to leave the other one in here. I'll bring it in tomorrow. And then the next day I had to run out to PetSmart to pick up an order for our cat food. And on my way there, I still hadn't taken out the thing of cans. And on my way there, as I was pulling into the PetSmart parking lot, 3 cans exploded while I was driving, and it scared the living shit out of me. So, and like I have anxiety about noises, so in the moment that was not a fun time at all. And then we cleaned it out, and my car still kind of smells like orange vanilla Coke Zero, but at least that's like the one good thing that came out of the situation. And there were some salvageable cans of soda, so like they didn't all explode, but it was just enough to freak me out and make my car smell like orange vanilla Coke. So that was my random act of oh shit for the week. So, okay. I think I'm trying to like look around at all my shadows, see if there's anything that I could have missed that I particularly wish to share. But, oh, one last thing. Drench Cosmic Oasis before I leave because I have 5 minutes. I got this. I've been using this so much for work because I think it's a nice balance between like you can do a neutral with a pop of color sort of look in just about any combination of this. I love it so much. So I haven't actually used these 2 blues yet. I've been leaning a little bit more towards the browns and the olive green there. But let's do these blues because I think this is the next kind of color combo that I want to use out of it. I'll swatch it up top here. If you haven't tried anything from Drench Cosmetics, the lip gloss that I'm wearing is one of their Space Glazes. And it is so comfortable. I didn't know if it would like look good on me because I don't wear that much gloss, but it works great. It looks awesome. It's a Black-owned brand. Their customer service is fantastic. I think they have some really great stuff. So these are the 2 shades from there. I'm very excited. The blue here is, well, the shimmer is very, very, very smooth. I love it so, so, so much. Okay, I can't wait to play with those. So now, firstly, let me make sure I'm going to tell you the correct person who's up. So it is Bethany that is up next on her channel. Her link is in my description box. I'm super excited. And My gemstone, because I'm doing blue eyeshadow, is a sapphire. So put that on your list. I figure, you know, sapphire works for all of the blue that we have going on. This is super fun. I will catch y'all over on Bethany's channel once I have gotten all of these off my arm so my entire house doesn't look like a Jackson Pollock painting if I touch anything. Okay. I will see y'all over there. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining me over on my channel. Bye.